one of our executive producers and directors. He directed the Identity two-parter. You know his work before he came to the Orville for 24 and 24 Redemption and 24 Live Another Day and 24 Where's Kiefer. Please welcome to the stage John Cassar. Our next panelist is an executive producer and writer on the show. He's also just finished co-writing and directing the next season of Cosmos, where he explores an exciting possibility of going back in time so he can erase Star Trek Enterprise. I'm kidding. He's my buddy. Welcome, Brandon Raga. She's new to our cast this year. You know her from Gossip Girl. Oh wait, no, this is Comic Con. You don't watch Gossip Girl. Maybe Piranha 3D. She was in that. Anyway, she plays Tala, Jessica Zor. For 2 seasons, we've successfully avoided answering the question, what does Clyden do on the ship? Here's the guy who keeps asking, Chad Coleman. He plays Chief Engineer John Lamar. If you go to his Instagram, you can see him with his shirt off. Or you can just walk up to him and ask him to take off his shirt. I think he'll do it. So, come on out, Jaylee. He plays, they want it. Maybe later. He plays Isaac. He's British, comes from a long line of British robots like C-3PO. And the guy who plays Superman. Come on out, Mark Jackson. Moving on. When we all saw this actor sitting naked on an egg, we all had the same thought. We've got to figure out a way to use this on the show. He plays Bortus, Peter Macon. He plays Gordon Malloy. You got to sing twice this year. There's actually another deleted scene. We're going to play it as Scott Grimes joins us on stage. Show us the scene.
Wow. I took my pants off in that.
That is a weird moment. She plays Dr. Claire Finn, who this season had sex with a robot, which means she's got something in common with 60% of the people in this room. Please welcome Penny Jones. Friday Night Lights, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., John Wick, G.I. Joe Redemption, Avengers Endgame, Star Wars, Batman Begins. Oh, this is just a list of titles I want to go to. She plays Kelly Grace and she's awesome. Adrian Blue. Family Guy, American Dad, Ted, the loudest voice. I'm not doing the same joke again, he's a genius. It's really kind of annoying. He's the creator and star, the fictional and real commanding officer of the Orville, Seth MacFarlane. Seth, I understand you have an announcement.
Yes, we're very excited about this. As you are no doubt aware from watching the show, the Orville has become more ambitious as it's gone along production-wise, and that can create a bit of a challenge when you're working within the schedule of the broadcast model. So our very good friends at Fox Broadcasting have been working with us to make the transition to Hulu for season 3, which will be our new home. And we're very, very excited.
Speaking of like the ambition that we saw this year, the two-parter identity, I wanted to throw it to John, just talk a little bit about that, because that really was something we'd never really gotten close to attempting, and you directed it. I think people want to hear about it.
Well, I think right from the beginning of the year, when they gave me the scripts, when Seth and the writers gave me the scripts, they said this is going to be a game changer. This is where we pivot the whole show. And it was a two-parter. We shot it all as one piece, so it was kind of like doing a movie, really. It was 2 hours. There were a bunch of new complexities that we had to figure out. One of them being that we only had really 1 Kalon, and suddenly we've written 50 Kalons. So just the wardrobe alone was a problem, and the fact that Mark Jackson really designed his movements. And now we have to have 50 guys that move exactly like Mark. So we actually had an Isaac school where we brought the guys in, and Mark kind of take over, taught them how to move like Isaac.
Yeah, that was an interesting day, I can tell you that. Isaac's had a really interesting year this year. His season has been pretty cool. So when we had these, 50 guys come in and do the Kalon school, we did it on the bridge. We all kind of crammed in there, so that was fun. And it was all about the movements. What is Isaac? I suddenly had to teach 50 people something that I didn't think about at all as it came along quite organically, I guess. And to go back and think about what you actually do when you move as a robot is an interesting exercise. Starting, of course, with the Roger from American Dad hand. That was the starting point. And then just lifted those wrists a little bit and used those fingers. I think that was the major thing.
Come on, everyone try it right now.
Come on, like American Dad hands.
Here is
Roger. And just lift the knuckles. There we are.
You guys are really doing it.
We have like 3,000 Kalon here.
Yeah, John?
Yeah, and the other thing I just want to point out right away is that we knew about that space battle right from day one. Seth wrote a space battle that, he wanted to be Star Wars quality, and we did everything we could to get it there. We had a meeting, I think, very early on where I brought as many people in the room as I could with a bunch of models, and we designed what it was going to look like, went through storyboard stage, but then Brooke, Brandon, and Brooke, Brandon, and
Andre, Tom,
thank you. And everybody got involved, but it was an unbelievable group effort to get what you saw, and happy to say that we got nominated for an Emmy for it, so.
Brandon, you co-wrote part 1 of Identity with Andre, and obviously Seth wrote part 2. You told me you had an interesting realization about that two-parter as it references some other show you may have worked on.
Yeah, my first day on the job on Star Trek The Next Generation was when Best of Both Worlds Part 1 had just aired. And the comparisons are obvious in that we were taking a big narrative risk with a major character. And we knew it would be a disaster, or it would be a real, as you say, a real turning point for the show. It was really a question of would you guys accept this turning point in the show, this Isaac becoming bad guy. And you did.
Thanks.
There was a lot of really ambitious stuff this season. I think I'm going to jump down to Adrian, who had to the unique job of acting with yourself in Tomorrow. What was that process like for you? What did you do to prepare for that, or even how did you do it?
Well, it was weird, but I appreciate the opportunity and the trust of being able to do something like that. It was a lot of work. we have an amazing hair and makeup team and wardrobe team that would switch me over between every shot so that I could do the overs and you know, both characters. So I ultimately had to learn an entire script and find hopefully little nuances.
And what were the nuances you found for younger Kelly versus older?
Well, you know, like maybe she doesn't have as deep a voice. You know, maybe she doesn't walk as confidently. Maybe she is a little funnier. A little bit of a good time.
Yeah.
But it was just really, really fun to get to play two of the characters.
And it was a great episode. You guys went that one, right? Penny, you had an interesting season. A little romance with a robot.
Did you say a little? A lot of romance going on there.
A lot of new man in your life. I mean, was that an important thing for you in this season, or not really?
Very important, but not the most important. But let me kind of answer your question. Having love affairs with a robot is a tall order. No pun intended. It truly was. Working with Mark is amazing. I was like very nervous before shooting certain scenes, but we did get through them. And Mark just made it really pleasurable. But we did some rehearsing offset. We wanted to know what that kiss was going to be like. So
We're method, aren't we?
we did the do. We did. But I have to tell you, the most fulfilling, though, not just the men, it's the children, because I think that my kids define who I am, and so I'm nothing without them. So I wish I had them all the time with me, and I. My kids are here. I want you to meet me. Hi, you're in the audience. These are the most magnificent.
Your mother picked up your front row seats?
Why did they put my kids in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, heck no. Stop here.
Your mother's terrible.
But my kids fulfill me, and I think that, you know, I didn't have my kids without a man, so I guess, that's kind of working back.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, we're going somewhere with this. I don't know, Seth. At some point, I'm going to find out who that man is.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Okay, we're done. Anyway, I enjoyed it so much. Mark made it a wonderful experience, and I could do nothing, though, without those two kids out there in the audience.
Got a shout out to the end. Jessica, can you hear me?
He just literally said backstage, I hope he doesn't ask me a question.
Jaylee's
Too
answering
bad.
that.
Well, you're new to the show, first time playing an alien. What was that like coming on to a second season of the show? Everybody's really difficult, right? Everybody treated you really badly.
Honestly, on most of the shows, Gossip Girl, Kingdom, a lot of shows I've come in late, and it's all been such a wonderful experience on each set that this one was really special. I felt like I was there from the beginning, and yeah, it's been such a blessing and such an awesome time. I can't wait to get back to work and be on the bridge. We love you, girls.
This is her first Comic-Con, y'all. This is her first Comic-Con.
Now, we're going to get to the Q&A in just a second, but I want to get Peter and Chad, you guys have really expanded Clyde and Bordas' relationship. This is such a central relationship to the show. I really am curious for you guys to talk about how you create that, because you really do give this something that's completely new. You've never seen anything like this relationship on television. It's owed to the writing, but really you guys are bringing it to life in a way. So answer that question.
Peter, we expanded. We expanded. That's a good word for it. Expanded.
Yeah.
How do we do it, Peter? Come on, man. Peter, you tell me.
I don't think it's any different than any other relationship, you know. I mean, bring your kids to work day. You know, it's a trip, but you know, actually, I know for Bortus, everything that's happening dramatically, everything that's happening, you know, ships in peril or in danger. I know that I'm constantly reminded that my family is on the ship, and so the stakes are real. And I just think it's, you know, it's hard having a partner in your workspace. So, I mean, we have a lot of obstacles, and, you know, we play our upside, we get our upside on, you know,
Yeah.
quiet nights.
Basically, he's saying aliens got problems too. That's what. Just cut right to it. You know, we got problems too. But actually, it's really exciting to be, you know, America's new favorite couple.
Why don't we open up to Q&A and it's people. Oh.
I love the show, and I really.
We can tell.
I love
You
how.
look awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love how relatable the characters are on the show to real life, and I want to know if they're going to continue to reach out and dive into difficult geo-social political questions in the future for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've found that's what really works, and you know, as we kind of progressed through our second season, we really felt like there was a connection with the audience, and they wanted to see more of what we liked to write. So yeah, I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of that. The challenge is always to keep it exactly as you say, to keep it relatable, to keep it. Oh, we got Krill out there, don't we?
And Motlins.
We got Motlins out there.
We got Motlins out there too.
That's not safe. No.
This is gonna be a throwdown right here in the middle of this.
We should separate them.
More money on the Motlins.
But yeah, you know, the challenge, you will see more exploration of relevant material presented in a way that, you know, makes you feel like these are just people going to work.
Great, thanks. Next.
Hi guys. First off,
You look like young John Cassar. Wow.
that's a compliment, actually. So first off, I want to say, Adrian and Scott, congratulations on your recent marriage. Second off, Seth, we've seen a bunch of people you, big name actors that you're friends with, clearly like Liam Neeson show up in the show, Charlie Theron. Are there any other big name people that you are planning on bringing back, like, I don't know, Mila Kunis or Patrick Stewart?
Guys are standing there like the Jets. If I don't hear some kind of doo-wop pretty soon. There's four of you, that's all I'm saying. Yes, to answer your question, yes, that is always on the agenda. I think it's always a fun thing to sprinkle celebrity surprises into the show, and you know, it's a fun show. People love coming to do a sci-fi show. They love coming to play on the spaceship, and I'm expecting that you'll see you'll see a fair amount of that in season 3. Yeah.
I'm Christiana. Thank you. I love the show.
I just want to point out, I'm your witness right now. Yeah, you're back.
So I was just wondering, because after Isaac's betrayal, Claire and he talked about forgiveness and how that would take time. Will we see Claire forgive Isaac, and maybe they come together as a couple and maybe a family?
Boom. Annie? So basically tell you what happens in 3rd season. I can say that this,
I'm confident if we're breaking these stories. I'm confident this is going to be the most surprising season yet. It is not going where you think it's going to go. I'll just tell you that much.
Ooh. Where's she?
Yeah, she just implied.
Oh, all right. She was asking a question.
God, David, get off my fucking back.
Hey guys, I love the show. You guys have some pop cultural references. My question is, from Herman Rock to Avis, if Star Wars and Star Trek is actually a part of the universe.
This is so
You got a little pee-pee coming out.
God, it's like the Supreme Court back there.
What was the question?
I kind of missed the question. Go back.
We have dropped. In fact, Penny has a line in season 1 where she refers to Obi-Wan. So yeah, I think it's the history of Earth is the history of Earth. I think Star Wars exists in the Orville universe. Yeah, why the fuck not? That's as far as we've got.
Very happy against. You're gonna make me do little babies. So in season 2, in the episode Home, we left Alara's, position on the Orville kind of open. So are we going to see Alara come back? Are we going to go back to the Salean planet? Is Tala going to go back and try to exercise and get that bone density back so she doesn't get to be in the position that Alara was in?
As far as Alara is concerned, the door is always open for Alara to make an appearance. We love that character, and we don't know yet if she's going to appear in season 3, but because we're not finished writing the shows, but there's always a possibility. I mean, the audience loves her, we love her, and I think it's a cameo here and there is I think is fun for the audience. As far as whether Tal is going to go back to Saleya, again, I don't know. We're still in the process of hashing everything out. It's an interesting planet that I think we want to learn more about. We know a lot about Moklis, but not a whole lot about Saleya, so it is possible that Tal will take us back there at some point in the near future.
Good to know.
I'm amazed at how you all are. I can't even handle a birthday clown. All are keeping your composure very admirably.
My question is mostly for Seth. Would you rather have Captain Mercer debate Picard or fistfight Kirk?
Thanks a lot, fellas. Kirk now or Kirk now? I think either way, Shatner would probably kick my ass. But I would probably debate Picard now.
I'm Michelle. I'm the lady with the Isaac tattoo.
Can we get the camera on this? Can we get the camera on this? This is amazing.
Tilt down.
Right here.
Look at that. Oh my goodness, yeah.
He's holding it up.
Look at that.
I hope we don't get canceled.
My question is for Mark. Aside from holding cute baby farm animals, are you working on anything else while you wait for season 3 to start?
Yeah, I tried to make a career out of holding cute baby farm animals. She's talking about my Instagram page, by the way, if you're wondering. We don't have a strange fetish thing going on. By the way, I do love the tattoo, and it didn't load on Instagram, so I hadn't seen it. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I have been chronically unemployed, so I'm looking forward to season 3. That's the answer to your question.
Chronic.
Hey, Jay, you wrote and directed a movie in your time off, I heard.
Right? Oh, yeah.
All right. You don't want to talk about it?
No, I'll talk about it. Yeah, I made a movie. I wrote a movie. I made a movie. It's called Wednesdays. I'm an idiot. Because thank you. I took all my money from the movie or from the show, and people were like, "You should invest or buy a house or something." And I was like, "I'm gonna make a movie. Hopefully people will see it." So yeah. Anyway, I was very happy to make the movie, and yeah, it's called Wednesdays. Yep.
All right. Next question.
Okay, hello, my name is Andre, and I have a question for my hero, Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, you need to raise your standards. I'm not that cool.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault.
So anyways, Seth, first of all, I am a huge fan of your show, as well as Family Guy and American Dad, and all the projects that you have been doing over the years.
Thank you.
My question is, what was the most challenging episode you have written or directed?
Probably, written, probably Identity Part 2, because it scared the hell out of me when I was writing the second part of that, because I had we had this massive space battle. If I had had to direct it myself, I probably would have written it a lot smaller, but I figured, Kassar will take care of it. which he did. But yeah, I gotta give it to Identity. I think it was a challenge, because it scared the hell out of me the whole time, because I wasn't sure if people were ready to, accept that level of serious sci-fi from us, and you guys did. So more to come.
Hello, my name is Jerry. Question more for the actors, I guess. But have you seen Star Trek? And if so, Kirk or Picard?
Mercy.
Boom. So is that for all the actors?
Well, now I have to say Mercer now. But
How come Cisco's getting the shaft today, man? What the fuck?
How about bracing? Bracing that, man.
Did we answer his question?
He said Kirk or Picard, right?
Yeah.
And JD said Mercer.
Oh, Mercer. Oh,
We can't argue with that now. My boss is sitting in
Yeah. Hang it right through. Next.
All right, hey, Chris. So I was wondering, with Mortis's battle with porn addiction, how do you guys schedule the simulation room amongst the crew?
Is it cleaned down?
Self-cleans.
That is a big question that I guess, we're still working. Because it does always seem like people just walk in, doesn't it? No, the door locked in the middle of the simulation and somebody just walks in. I always figured there'd be like a sign-up sheet somewhere.
We did an episode where there was a reservation, remember?
Yeah.
You guys were boxing with Laura. They didn't, remember?
Didn't.
So there must be a...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's a mix-up.
It's
the open table of...
They came in with the powdered wigs. It's courtesy. Yeah, presumably there's somebody somewhere who's, clerking that whole thing.
Third season. We'll cover that. Next question.
Hi, so my boyfriend was too scared to ask, so I came up here. That he's super jealous right now. But what I wanted to ask is, with the limitless potential for alien species, is there going to be any new, unique character powers we can expect to see? Like Alara's strength?
Yeah, that's always a possibility. To me, it's more like what are the unique and bizarre customs.
It's not even listed in the answer.
The longer I take, the more deadly it gets out there. I think it's hard to say. It's generally like we start with the idea of like what's a strange and bizarre custom that is different. Not so much a power, not so much an ability, but what is different about this planet and how it evolved than ours. And so you know, sometimes that'll lead you to some sort of a special ability, sometimes not. You know, that's usually kind of where we so that's how we came up with the social media plan. But yeah, that's a windy, terrible fucking answer I just gave you.
No.
Hi, it's a little crowded in here. But my question was, now that we have so much going on in the series, are there going to be any spin-offs or movies?
Yeah, if we don't get sued, I think. You know, spin-offs is that's a hard one. We always hope that we go long enough to be able to do a film or two. I mean, that's an exciting prospect. I think one step at a time. Yeah, I mean, we try to deliver a little movie each week, but the idea of doing a full-length feature, you know, for the Orville is, yeah, that's exciting. We'd be totally up for that.
David, I just want to put my director's hat on here. Guys, just back off a bit. Will you just back off? I'm gonna lock them. Look at me. Back off. Back off. Back off.
Me as Yoda, come on.
And they listen to me like they do on
Seth, I love what you do with Cosmos, and I'm wondering if in the Orville you would be willing to pack even more education, sort of subversively teaching your audience, maybe to the point of making your audience all astrophysicists by the end of it?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's one of the many reasons that I wanted to do the show in the first place, is that when I was a kid, there was all this optimistic, hopeful science fiction that you know, drove people to those kinds of professions. I think entertainment is a powerful, it's a powerful tool that can make you want to be an astrophysicist if you start out as a sci-fi fan as a kid. So yeah, we try to be as responsible as possible. You know, at the same time, create an entertaining narrative. We have Andre Bormanis, who's not here today, who's our...
He is. Andre's somewhere.
Where is he?
Andre. There he is.
Yeah, stand up. He's sort of back with the kids. Good luck getting out of here.
Not in the front row.
Yeah, so, you know, Andre keeps us honest. You're a physicist of some kind, right?
I used to be.
Haven't been exactly clear what it is you do. You kind of drifted in off the street one day. Seemed to know what you were talking about. But yeah, you know, we do vet everything as much as humanly possible to make sure that we are not being irresponsible with our science. You know, there are occasional things like how do you explain two Kellys in a way that scientifically makes sense? Those larger problems are the big challenges. But we try to, where we can, we try to keep the science real.
Yeah. That was a very long answer. Thank you. They're very mad. Feels like I'm in a hostage negotiation situation. Seth, obviously you love music and sing. Have you ever found the need to do a musical episode?
We get asked that often. I have no idea how that would work. It's you know, Buffy did it, but that's a very different show than we are. I don't know, there would have to be a reason for it. It would feel very fourth wall and maybe a little self-indulgent for all of us.
What about dimension?
What about what?
We're going to a different dimension. It's the only way to communicate.
Well, like a rhyme
song.
Steam dimension.
You know, Scott sang twice this year, right? He sang 2 songs.
What were the 2 times?
He sang twice. He sang to Isaac at the Divine Party.
That was one of my favorite things to do.
He wants you to sing.
It really was to walk up to a robot, right? Are you a robot?
Well, AI is officially...
And sing that song was one of my favorite things to do. Are you asking me to do it?
Yeah.
You gotta look in my eyes.
Gonna do it to me. Guys, this is one of the most amazing things that will ever happen to you if it does.
Take your pants off again.
If I do this right, he's gonna take his pants off.
I mean, they're already on.
You would never ask me why. My heart is so disguised. I just can't live a lie anymore. And I would rather hurt myself than to ever make you cry. There's nothing left to say but goodbye.
But no musical episode. Next.
Thank you for this. Reminds me of a grinder day I went on recently.
That's golden date, mate.
Yes, 8 days. Thank you for this. Ivan and Ortis, you guys remind me of my parents. Are you guys ever just gonna get a divorce someday?
I tried that, remember?
Yeah, it didn't work out so well. No, you gotta stick it in, stick it out.
That's how it works, Peter.
That's how it works. So put this together.
Now it's a kid.
On the back of the sign that says, please be aware, many members of your audience may be under 18 years of age.
It was literally a slip of the tongue.
You're all going to jail.
Next question.
First thing is, you guys see the back of
Oh, wow.
But my question is, Orville, when you turn it like this, it looks like a squid. Is that on purpose?
This way, squid. Oh, a squid?
Yeah.
Well, damn it. That's all I'm gonna be able to see now. It's not on purpose. It's a screw up, is what it is.
One more question.
I was wondering, at the end of the last season, when the Kalon were attacking and you made the last-minute alliance with the Krill, why didn't the Krill attack the Union after the battle was over? It seemed like that was the perfect opportunity for them to sneak in. And it would have been consistent with their idea that they're superior beings. So was it because you were afraid the season wouldn't be renewed, or?
You're hired.
That's always a fear in science fiction. You know, there's two reasons. One, both fleets were very depleted, and so it wouldn't make strategic sense to risk finishing yourself off. But you know, on top of that, I'm always a fan of the premise that there's no alien race that is 100% evil. There's always some humanity in every single one of these alien species, and the Krill, in fact, you know, we're honoring the agreement. That's kind of the way I saw it. And it's naive of me to hope for a world like that.
All right, well, that's it. If you haven't been to the Orville experience, it's at J and 11th Streets. It's definitely worth checking out. Thank you all for being here. Look forward to seeing you.